keep it 100 because it's time for Hub's Huddle Podcast. Listen to the man that talks sports from football to basketball 24/7, 365. He is known as the average Joe that knows more than average about sports.
What's up, man?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Hub.
What's up, everybody? It is February 2nd, 2020. Man, that's 0202-2020. That's crazy. Play that number today. Might be lucky for lottery. A lot to get into today, man. But first and foremost, man, everybody know about tragic events, that happened last Sunday in California. Kobe Bryant. Everybody knows Kobe, basketball legend. His daughter Gigi, and 7 others, man, were on a helicopter that crashed, man, and tragically they all lost their lives. Very, very tragic, man. Events, man. My heart, condolences, thoughts, prayers go out to, all the families involved, man. It's just sad, man. Just sad, and it like when it happened, TMZ, they were the first to report it, and I was on Facebook and happened to just see it, and I was like, nah, that ain't true. Like, I'm thinking, like, man, it's, how, like the internet, basically how they like put like talk about like people passing away and it be false, and then the person come out and be like, it's false. But this one, man, sat around for about like half an hour for the news just really just started to pick up on it, man. It actually happened, man. We lost 9 people, man, and and I know everybody talk about Kobe. I said he's one of the best, man, one of the best that ever played this game. And me being a Celtics fan, I didn't have any love for like the Lakers, man. So I'm not going to sit back and say I was a big Kobe fan. I respected him, all day, man. Like, Kobe was a dog, man. That dude, man, he was a killer on the court, man. And and he wanted to be the best. And that right there was his mindset. He put the work in, to be the best, and just reading something, man, on Twitter, last Sunday, one Celtics fan posts that he's posted that we would never think Kobe would break our hearts twice, and everybody know what he was talking about. Of course, that championship, that they beat the Celtics in 2010, and then this past Sunday, him dying in a helicopter crash. It hurt, man. It felt like losing like a family member or something. It just really stung, man. It was like, because they fought era, like I'm 36, Kobe's 41. Like this era, like I watched Kobe grow up in front of my eyes. Like that. It was like like we seen him grow, and from about like 95, like I known like about him being at Lower Merion. I am from Chester, Pennsylvania, and those, rivalry games between Lower Merion and Chester High School were legendary. And, even one of the versions of his shoes, is called, the Chester shoes. They're like the orange ones, the orange Kobe's. And basically, because he said it himself, that was some of his toughest, games in high school. In 1996, he won the state championship versus Chester High. I remember that because my brother was supposed to take me to that game. He never did. Crazy, man. And it hurt. It felt like, and then when you learn about the man after he passed, by all the things that he was doing, my respect for him grew, way more than just being a basketball player. Like, I respected his game on the court because I knew he was bad. I just did like, man, you play for the Lakers, man. I can't root for you. Like my Celtic pride wouldn't let me do it. But, once he retired, I really started, liking what Kobe was doing. Like, I was like, oh, he's such a cool dude, man. When he retired, certain things, helping out, other players in the league. like he helped, Jason Tatum, like he worked with him on his game. Just things that you find out about the guy after he retired, it really grew my respect level for him. And, like I said, man, it was just a tough pill to swallow, man. I put my Kobe's on, man, on Sunday, man, and pay homage to the Mamba, man. Rest in peace to, everybody on board, Mamba, Gigi, the other, the 7 passengers that was with them as well. Thoughts and prayers to their family, friends, everything, man, because, it's rough, man. And me being a father of two girls, it was tough, to take in, because I was sitting there, I'm like, man, a wife had just lost her husband, and, his other 3 daughters, man, they lost their father. And also his wife lost, her daughter and her 3 sisters, man. They lost a sister, man. That's tough, man. I lost my brother, man. And it is rough, especially when it's like, something that happened, like something crazy that go down. Like my brother was murdered, and that's something that, I ain't gonna never forget. And, sometimes when I close my eyes, I see my brother, and it's just like, those kind of things, man, it's going to be with you forever, man. You're never going to really get over it. So my thoughts and prayers with them. That was tough, man. Just shifting gears, man. The NFL awards was last night. You seen Lamar Jackson took home the MVP. Well deserved. I've been saying for weeks is between him and Russell Wilson. Defensive player of the year was Stephon Gilmore, the New England Patriots. Well deserved. Gilly was locked down. Offensive player of the year was Michael Thomas of the New Orleans Saints. He had a heck of a season too. A lot of people can make a case for Christian McCaffrey. He balled out as well, but Michael Thomas was just on a whole different level. Defensive player of the year is Nick Bosa from the San Francisco 49ers. Well deserved. That dude was balling. Offensive rookie of the year was Kyler Murray from the Arizona Cardinals. He was balling as well too. The coach of the year went to John Harbaugh, which was well deserved. I thought between him and Kyle Shanahan. It was some well deserved rewards for these guys, man. Also, they announced the Hall of Fame class, man. Finally, man, Steve Atwater got in. I'm so excited, man. Hard-hitting safety, man. If you guys don't know about Steve Atwater, all you got to do is Google that Steve Atwater versus Christian Okoye, the hit. It was like Monday Night Football back in the day. He lit him up, man. This dude right here is an 8-time Pro Bowler, 1990s all-decade team. This dude was a flat-out beast, man. It took him 16 years, man. He should have been in. Isaac Bruce, on the other hand, got in as well. Greatest show on turf. The Rams' all-time leader in receptions, receiving yards, and yards from scrimmage. And that dude was a flat-out beast too. Remember, greatest show on turf with Isaac Bruce. Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt, Kurt Warner, Marshall Faulk, Oz Hakeem, those guys, was balling. That year they went to Super Bowl was like 2000, 2001. Them dudes was, great offense, man. Also, Steve Hutchinson, offensive lineman. Might remember him from the Seattle Seahawks, and also the year the Vikings went to the NFC Championship game back in 2009. This dude right here, all decades team of the 2000s. Voted to 7 Pro Bowls. 5-time first team all Pro. This dude retired in 2012. Also, Edgerrin James. I think he went to the U. He's the dude, man. With the Indianapolis Colts. He's the one that introduced the black cleats for them to wear. Up there in Indy, man. Peyton Manning and them boys, man. This dude right here, another, 2000s all decade team. 4 seasons of 15,000 yards. 1,500 yards rushing. He had 1,000-yard rushing years in 7 of his years. He did make it to the Super Bowl and played in it in 2008 with the Cardinals. He was another running back that was in a great offense with Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne. And last but not least, man, Pittsburgh Steelers, Troy Polamalu, one of the best safeties that ever played this game. First ballot. This is his first year eligibility. Got in 8 Pro Bowls, 2010 Defensive Player of the Year honors. This dude, man, listen, Super Bowl champion. This dude, man, unforgettable pick 6, man, at 28, 2008 AFC title game to help Pittsburgh, move on to the Super Bowl. Man, congrats to them guys, man. Hey, Steve Atwater, man, well-deserved, long overdue, man. I'm looking forward to that. Next year, we know it's Peyton Manning and Charles Woodson is going to be up for eligibility. These guys, in my eyes, should be first ballot, no question. Peyton Manning, of course. Charles Woodson, I'm a Michigan guy, so, they got to get my guy in there, man, on the first try, man. Get Chuck in there, man, first ballot. Next up, man, talking about the Super Bowl, man. But first, man, it's a lot of talk, man, about Super Bowl being played on a Saturday and, moving from a Sunday to Saturday. I think it was like a kid that proposed that, and it took up some steam, man. And my thoughts, man, you know what? For all these adults, man, look, just take the next day off like everybody else do. A lot of people don't work the next day at Super Bowl. I know I don't. I'm just like, it's hard to adjust because you up late, watching the Super Bowl and all the festivities and all that. The halftime show's longer than normal. You're at a Super Bowl party or whatever. You're out chilling. You're hanging out with your friends, family, watching the game, laughing, joking. Some of y'all might have a little bit of booze, a lot of food stuff, over stuff. But my thinking, man, just take the next day off, man. Or, NFL, hey, if they expand the season, move it to President's Day weekend. Nobody really cares about the All-Star game anyway. So, hey, just move it. They can bump it, and then you have it to 3-day weekend off of that. Don't move that game to a Saturday night. It's going to cost too much, man. It's crazy. But that's crazy. But on to the Super Bowl game, man. The picks, man. My pick is in. It's a lot that I thought about for the past couple of weeks. Just think about these games. My record is 167, 98, and 1. Both of the teams that I picked 2 weeks ago won their respective championship games for their conference. They're in the Super Bowl today. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. It's the matchups and within the matchups, man. Like, you got, the San Francisco 49ers defensive line going against, if they can get the Patrick Mahomes. So it's a tough test between the offensive line for the Chiefs going up against this defensive line for the 49ers. But then on the flip side, if you look at the secondary, the 49ers, they got difficult tasks against, these speedy receivers and also that beast over there in Travis Kelce for the Kansas City Chiefs. So it's a lot to take in. Then on, the 49ers offensive side, you got that run game, that 3-headed monster they got at running back. With those three guys over there, Coleman, Breida, Mostard, I think I said his name right. If I didn't, I apologize, bro. Receiving core, is great, especially when they get in that play action pass situation with Emmanuel Sanders, George Kittle, Debo Samuel. These dudes, man, these dudes are good, man. Samuel came along very well this year, balling for the rookie season. Of course, Jimmy Garoppolo being, he's managing the game well. He's doing a good job. And that's going to be a task for the Chiefs defense. Yeah, we know the Chiefs defense has gotten better over the weeks. In the second half of the season, they've been playing well. But it's going to be a difficult task, man. I know they shut down Derrick Henry last week. A couple weeks ago. Let's see if they can do the same thing with this 49ers defense. With this offensive running game, because I think this is going to be their key to victory. So, we got a key to victory for the 49ers is defensively, they got to put pressure on Mahomes, force him to making a mistake. And then, flip side for the offense is they got to establish the run to open up that play action pass. The Chiefs, we know they can score the drop of a dime, man. So, they're a key to victory. Offensive line must protect Patrick Mahomes today. And then defensively, they must contain the run game. I mean, you got to keep everything in front of you. You can't allow these guys, man, look, they got to be on their game, man. Like, I like the defensive line matchup against the Chiefs more so than I like the secondary matchup of the 49ers versus the Chiefs, because I don't think Richard Sherman hanging around with Tyreek Hill. I think we're going to see Sherman on Sammy Watkins a lot. You probably can expect to see the double on Tyreek Hill with that speed. Also, I mean, you got to look at who's going to cover Travis Kelce. Then on the flip side, who's going to cover George Kittle, and you got Emmanuel Sanders, you got Deebo Samuel. I believe that kid, his name is Bourne. You got these guys over there. They're playing very well. So that's very difficult as well, for this Chiefs defense. I think this is going to be a great game. I got it in the 30s. Prediction, I'm going to roll with the 49ers. I really feel like the 49ers are going to win today. I just like their defense. Defense is better. They have the best defense coming in. Chiefs got the best offense. 49ers got the best defense. The key to victory, like I said, they have to get the Patrick Mahomes to win this game. I think it's gonna be a lot of points scored. We're gonna see some points scored today. I got a score of about 34-31, 49ers over the Chiefs. It's good matchups all the way around, man. Then the head-to-head coaching matchup, Shanahan versus Andy Reid. We're gonna see some trick plays getting wrinkled into this game as well. So I'm looking forward to it. This is gonna be a great game today. And like I said, man, I said earlier on my Facebook, I'm like, it's the first year, man, in a while, man, couple years that I get to watch this game as a fan. It's been about 3 years. Because normally, like I said, everybody know I'm a Patriots fan. So, during like game day, it's more like, I'm up and I'm amped up and I'm like, moving all around because I can't wait till 6:30. Now I'm just chilling, man. I might go to like Sam's Club or something. Go do a little shopping for this game start before I just settle down today. I have like an actual Sunday or actually go out and go do a couple of things before this game start. But that's my prediction today, man. I got the 49ers, man. 34-31 over the Kansas City Chiefs, man. So that's it for me today, guys, man. I thank you all for continuing to listen, man. Continue to rock with me on this podcast. This podcast on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iTunes Radio. I said iTunes Radio. iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio. Continue to keep rocking with me, man. You know anybody like sports, man. Pass this thing along, man. I appreciate all you guys for continuing to rock with me. My day ones, man. I really appreciate all you guys. My new listeners out there, welcome to the show. Enjoy yourself. Hit me up on Instagram at Hubs Huddle. Hit me up on Facebook, Hubs Huddle, Twitter, Hubs Huddle. You can just Google this podcast. It'll show up anywhere you want to see it at. Just holler at me. So until next time, man. I'll be back to talk about the breakdown, the fallout of Super Bowl 54. But for right now, I got the 49ers winning today, 34-31 over the Kansas City Chiefs. So until next time, it's your boy Hub, and I'm out. Peace.